Speak your soul. Speak your soul. Just let it go. Let it go. Speak your soul. Speak your soul. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow.
Welcome to another session of Speak Your Soul Sessions. This is Slept On Shay, and it's been a minute since I've uploaded a session, and I'm going to try to hold myself accountable and upload sessions more consistently, at least once a month or maybe a couple of times a month, because I have a lot to talk about. All right, so the title of this session is Does Money Matter? And the context of this is, does money matter when choosing a romantic partner? Does it matter how much money someone makes? And the answer is yes and no. And I'll break down the complexities of why I say both. Now, yes, money matters in the sense where people often forget that you have to be financially aligned with the person that you want to be in a relationship with, and especially marry, right? Like, if you like to save money, and the person that you like or want to be with doesn't, that's going to be a clash. If you like going to Whole Foods all the time, getting Starbucks, getting salmon from, the supermarket, and that gets expensive, and your person just likes to go to McDonald's, eat ramen, like they don't spend a lot of money on food, you might fight about, that. So it is important to be financially aligned with your person, because there are statistics that say one of the leading causes of divorce, is financial issues. People argue over money all the time, and I think it really goes or ties back into, are you living the same lifestyle that your person is living? If you like on on vacations a couple of times a year and going to concerts and going out to eat every now and then, and they don't like spending money, that's not going to work financially. But also, it just shows you that maybe your lifestyle doesn't align. You don't enjoy the same things. You don't enjoy spending money the same way. So yes, so that matters. We also can't pretend as if some people don't resent the person that they choose to love because they're not making enough money, or they don't have enough ambition. They don't believe in leveling up. If you're an entrepreneur who is used to making a whole lot of money, and you have someone who's stagnant in their career, they refuse to climb the corporate ladder and make more money, and so you guys can enjoy life a little more because there's even more of an income being brought to the table. That could be a clash. So yes, that matters. You have to critically think about that. But here's why I also say no. I say no, because a lot of people think that money is a personality. And I'll say this twice. Money is not a personality. Money is not a personality. So even if you're making a lot of money, you could be rich. You still need to be rich in spirit. It's still great that you have morals and integrity. It doesn't matter that a person is flashing a lot of money or throwing their status around. I have this type of car, etc. When their heart just isn't in the right place. And there have been people saying for a long time that, hey, the things that you think matters, it really doesn't. So of course, after a certain age, you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s plus, you've worked hard all your life, you have a stable career, you may not want to be with someone who's only making a certain amount of money because it just doesn't align with your lifestyle, right? And I'm not saying, and sometimes it works for people. Sometimes people are like, all my person needs to be is kind, right? They don't have to be making a whole lot of money. I just want them to be nice. Hey, maybe I have a solid business plan. I can help them level up. Some people, they end up happily married with that. Some people don't. So at the end of the day, who you choose and how you choose is subjective. It's whatever you want. But the point that I really want to drive home is that, once again, it's important for people to be not just rich, but rich in spirit, right? So there's nothing wrong with saying, I want to be with a person who's financially stable. And the way that I've looked at it is using certain adjectives to replace other adjectives, right? So instead of saying, I want somebody who is rich, I'll say I want someone who is ambitious, or I'll use character traits like someone who has a vision, someone who's determined. And those traits, are, I think, valuable traits, solid traits that deal with more than just the superficial, right? Someone could be rich, lose all of their money, and lose their mind, right? But somebody who is ambitious could lose all of their money, could lose a job, but they're going to go back out and work and figure it out to keep their family thriving, keep their life thriving. So somebody who is ambitious versus somebody who is just rich, stark difference, right? But when you're dealing with an evolved person, you have to bring more than just the superficial to the table. People who have evolved, done the work of going to therapy, people who are deep thinkers and great people are not going to care that you're making $1 million. That's going to be nice. That is a nice benefit. Do not get me wrong. When you have two people come together and you're not wanting a lot financially, you're not struggling, that is great. But that integrity, that kindness, that is what's going to be more valuable long term. So if you're thinking that just because you flash a lot of money, just because you're good looking, just because you got all the status, that makes you a valuable person, it's not. Because we see who's going viral right now. I won't say any names, but when you are just rich, you run the possibility of being a bad person who hurts a lot of people, who doesn't hold yourself accountable. And it's important that you do the internal work. So I repeat this 100 times. Learn this for yourself. Teach this to your kids. Be rich in spirit. And I'm just going to whisper this. Also, there's nothing wrong with being rich either, but be rich in spirit. All right. And I think that is a great way to end this. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you may be. And do not forget to comment. Please, please, please share this. Please subscribe. Please comment, what you would like me to talk about next. All of the engagement really matters.